Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Gaming with me, Tony Mo, and we are here today to take a look at the just released Battlefield 1 single player trailer. DICE has finally given us a taste of what we can expect to experience when we finally jump into BF1's campaign for ourselves. Now, the trailer that they released is absolutely stunning. It's very powerful. There's a lot of emotion within that trailer, and of course, it's just another cinematic masterpiece from DICE. They've really been crushing it with their trailers lately, and this single player trailer is absolutely no exception. Now, there's actually a lot confirmed in the trailer. Primarily, at least the most important aspect that is confirmed in the trailer, is the fact that throughout the game's single-player campaign, we will indeed be taking on the perspective of different people throughout the war. People who fought in different locations on different fronts that will hopefully provide us not just with different story perspectives, different character building opportunities, but also different gameplay experiences. Now, alongside of this trailer, DICE also released some information over on the Battlefield website. What seems to be chapters, or at least information in regards to the different perspectives that we will experience throughout the game's single-player campaign. That's really what I wanted to focus on. You know, you can watch the trailer again and again and again. I'm going to have it playing in the background for you guys while we talk about each of these perspectives. And these perspectives directly tie into the trailer itself, so keep an eye out here. We'll make some connections, and we'll also talk about some of the potential setups that each of these perspectives or these chapters highlight for the game's single-player campaign. So let's start with what they're calling Friends in High Places. Remember the two seemingly British males that fly in the plane together, one of them taking a photo over enemy territory? This seems to be the chapter or the perspective dealing with them. The Allies are losing the war in the air. Britain struggles to compete with the German aces, and the average lifetime of a combat pilot is 17 days. You must face these bleak odds and take to the skies for a noble fight over the Western Front. Intense dogfights, unexpected encounters, and a story of friendship await you. Again, character building, friendship potential, and what seems to be a chapter or a segment of the game entirely dedicated to dogfighting. Sign me up for that. I will be there without a doubt. Moving forward, we have Nothing Is Written. In the Middle East deserts, Arab tribes rebel against the oppression of the Ottoman Empire. The Empire's devastating artillery engage rebel forces wielding rifles from horseback. As a Bedouin warrior, working alongside the legendary Lawrence of Arabia, you must find a way to take on the technologically superior enemy and destroy a deadly railgun. Again, we see a portion of this within the trailer, the Bedouin warrior that we will most likely be taking on the role of, working and communicating with Lawrence of Arabia. Also a bit of conflict highlighted in the trailer itself with the Ottoman Empire. Really excited for this, and we're only 2 chapters or 2 perspectives in to all the information that DICE has given us, and look at the diversity already. We've went from dogfighting to dealing with the Arab tribes and the Ottoman Empire in the Middle East desert. There's a nice little trend developing here, and it's going to continue to trend as we move forward into Through Mud and Blood. In the autumn of 1918, British forces prepare for a mass assault on the town of Cambrai, France. With tank support, Allied command believes a breakthrough is a certainty, but the Mark V tank has one major flaw. It is not reliable. Join a dysfunctional tank crew who battle their way behind enemy lines as they learn to work together. There's a lot that can be said about this small piece of text, and maybe I'm looking too much into it, but I'm still excited about it. Again, diversity here. We went from dogfighting to Middle Eastern combat with Lawrence of Arabia, and now here we are dealing with armor. Specifically with a brand new, potentially new Mark V tank crew. Now, when we talk about the issues with tank battle in its early days, it wasn't just a reliability issue. That was obviously a big part of it. But on top of that, when they say dysfunctional crew, you had tank crews that didn't really have any preordained tank tactics. This was the first time that tanks were seeing serious battle for the most part. No one had a rule book or a strategy guide on how to deploy tanks in battle. No one had a tactical guide for tank warfare. So these soldiers had to compensate with all of the reliability issues of the Mark V, all of the hardships of being inside of a tank, while also dealing with the tactical concerns, not to mention, I can imagine, the relationship issues that went on between the soldiers in these incredible times of hardship. If they could portray that even to the smallest degree inside of a chapter of the game's single player, that's going to be pretty freaking awesome. Next up, we have Avanti Subway. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I apologize for mispronunciation. Italy and the Austro-Hungarian Empire are deadlocked among the Alps. Braced by snow-capped mountains, neither side can find a way to dislodge their enemy. Meanwhile, the Italian Mountaineer Regiment, Arditi, prepares an unorthodox assault. Don your Arditi armor and head up a mountainside as Italian and Austrian forces clash over a strategic fort. So the Arditi armor is the sort of plate metal armor that we actually get to see on the elite class that existed inside of the BF1 beta. This class also, or in this instance, this soldier also seems to be carrying that same water-cooled machine gun. From the dialogue anyways, this seems to be much more focused on combat, but who knows, there's still plenty of potential for character and story building within this specific segment, and it's going to be interesting to see whether or not they string all of these chapters, all of these perspectives together in any way, or if they will just stand on their own. Last, and definitely not least, we have the Runner. The British Empire intends to open a new front to the war with an unprecedented naval invasion of the Ottoman homeland. The ships gathered for the Gallipoli landings, the D-Day of World War I, would carry over 500,000 men. As an Anzac Runner, you'll witness the heat of epic bombardments and a beach landing, as well as covert deliveries of urgent life-or-death messages across the front line. So there's actually a lot going on here. Not only do we have another shift in perspective, but also in potential gameplay opportunities here. So we've gone from dogfighting to the Middle East with Lawrence of Arabia, to tank crews, to fighting in the Alps, and now here we are, possibly seeing some naval stuff going on in this mission, but most definitely seeing the role of a scout or a recon or a sniper even, who will be spending time delivering messages across the front lines. If that's actually part of this gameplay experience, if we actually have moments where we're just directly delivering messages while dealing with combat, that will be so freaking cool. All in all, guys, I'm really stoked for the setup that we're seeing here with this trailer and with this information. Again, it is purely the setup. You know, we're seeing some of the gameplay in the trailer. It looks promising. Gunplay and core gameplay has never really been an issue with Battlefield. It's all about execution at this point from DICE's end. How can this all be brought together? Can the story and the characters be compelling? Can they be interesting? Can there be enough there for us to become emotionally attached, to get involved? I haven't really been emotionally hooked into the characters or the story of a first-person shooter in a very long time, at least not historical ones. I'd have to go all the way back, probably to Brothers in Arms Hell's Highway. If BF1 can do all of that, on top of giving us really diverse combat experiences and gameplay experiences across each of these perspectives and chapters, this could be something quite special. This has the potential to be one of the greatest single-player campaigns DICE has ever built, and I am genuinely excited to get my hands on it and play it for myself. Now, if you guys aren't aware, if you pay or subscribe the $5 a month to either Origin access on the PC or EA access over on the Xbox One, you will actually be getting access to BF4 on October 13th for a 10-hour trial that will include 4 maps from the multiplayer with a couple modes, as well as 2 of the first missions from the game's single-player campaign. So come October 13th, I will be taking a first look at the game's single-player and bringing you guys my impressions, or if you're interested in checking that out for yourself. I would love to hear what you guys have to say about the trailer. If you have gone in and done any further analysis of the trailer, anything that has stood out to you as special or Easter eggy that you'd like to share or discuss down in the comment section below, please feel free to do so. Of course, all the information that we have now received and the potential setup for the single player, what do you think of it? Are you excited? Does this bode well for BF1's single player campaign? Let me know down in the comment section below. Let's get some discussion flowing here. Anything else for me? Throw it down there as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.